Hello and welcome to this SIGBI website tutorial. I'm Joan Bailey from Thanks to Optimists, and I'm going to talk to you today about using and exploring the public area of the new SIGBI website and also logging into and using the new member area. The first thing we need to do is to open our browser in order to access the website. I'm going to use Microsoft Edge, which is what comes with Windows 10. You can use any browser that is currently supported, such as the latest versions of Firefox, Google Chrome, Safari on an Apple Mac, etc. In the address bar at the top, we type the address of the website, which is sigbi.org, and press the Enter key. So this will load the home page of the new SIGBI website. Now the first thing I would normally do with a site that I'm going to be using a lot is to bookmark or put it on the favourites bar. So in Microsoft Edge, we click on the little star at the end of the address box. That will pop down a list. This here is what the name it's going to give it. So the one it gives it by default is rather long. I'm going to overtype that with SIGBI website, which is a bit smaller. It's going to put it in the favourites list. I don't want it in the general favourites list, so pop the list down and choose favourites bar and then click add. So now got a button on the favourites bar to go straight to it in future. It is a very similar process in Firefox and Chrome, but I'll give you a brief look at those at the end of this session. Right, so we're on the new home page, which is visually much more interesting, exciting and professional looking than the old website. First thing you may notice is that the menu bar, as you scroll down the page, the menu bar will always appear at the top of the page. The colours are slightly significant in as much as they're all part of the SIGBI branding. We've got a dark blue header bar at the top and the menu is in yellow. In different areas of the site, for example when we get to the members area, the colours will change just to give you a visual clue that you're in a different place. The menu bar, like most menus, if you hover over items on the bar, if there's a sub-menu, they will pop down in a list. In some places, if you hover over an item in the sub-menu, there's a further sub-menu because there's several layers down. You can either click on the heading, in this case I'll click on what we do, and that will open a general page of information about what we do, lots of pictures, of which you can see even more, the descriptions of what Sir Optimists do. Down the page there will be various links to take you out to other areas, so there's one here about finding out about projects, and that will take you to the same place as clicking on the Our Projects in the menu up at the top. The site is hopefully going to be of great interest or great use to people who are not currently members, who are perhaps having a look at what we do, they've heard about us and want to find out more. But there is also lots of useful information for those of us who are already members, to tell us where we're up to on various things. There's a useful page on the Centenary Project, for example. So if we click on that one, it gives a little bit of information about the fact we're coming up to 100 years old next year. Click on the link for more information and you will get taken to what you can tell is a completely separate little site because the colours have all changed. And this has got a lot more information about the centenary work, the history of Sir Optimists and what's going on, etc. So we'll just go back to the main site, so we can click on Home here. And we're back on the main side, so the menu bar is back in yellow. There's an item for shop. At the moment, this is fairly basic, it's just what was on the old website, so it talks about the order forms, it tells you about the items that you can hire from HQ, the banners, etc. And so, there's also a list of items that other clubs have sourced and recommended. Going forward, the intention is this will be a proper online shop, so you will actually be able to buy things like the cups and the badges, etc. directly through the shop in a normal online shopping manner. So just keep your eyes out for that, and it will be coming at some point. There's plenty of news, what we've been doing in local news, the magazines, blogs from the Federation President and directors, etc. So lots of useful information for members as well as non-members. Next, we're going to log into the members area. So just click on anything that says members. There's 2 or 3 different ways of doing most things. So first of all, it will pop up and ask you to log in. So I'm going to put my surname, and then I'll be putting my membership number and clicking the login button. So just bear with me. So you can see I've logged in and I'm now in the main members area. Colour change, so the top is now paler blue and the menu bar is in dark blue, just to show you that you're in a different section. The home page will always show you the most recent mailings, so it's an easy way of seeing the latest information if that's what you've come here to look for. Other than that, there's lots of useful things on the menu. For example, under membership, there's a page for opportunities, which might be the current Federation vacancies, which will include the role specifications and application forms. There's also the information for those posts that have gone out for club ballots, so if you need to read more details of what people that you're being asked to vote for, they're all in there. There may be other opportunities such as friendship links and invitations from other federations, so it's always worth having a little look round in there. Mailings is where obviously all the mailings get filed, recent ones and older ones. Now, resources is a very key area. This is where a lot of material from the old website that was in lots of different places has been pulled together and hopefully organised into a much more logical structure to enable you to find what you need. So there are 2 main sections. There are marketing resources and there are membership resources. Marketing is everything you might need to publicise your club or Optimist activities, etc. So the brand guidelines gives you further details on the colours and fonts and how you should be using the logo. There are further pages that take you to all the logos and any other images that SIGBI are providing to enable you to put together some interesting adverts or social media posts, etc. There are template press releases, instructions about social media and websites. So that's all to do with publicising or marketing your club or Optimists. Membership resources is all to do with managing your own membership or managing what the club does. So we'll look at the menu under membership resources. There's all the legal documents, governance and policies, equality and diversity, flexible club management, etc. Easy stage guides, their various instructions. Let me get that one up, about how to do things like chartering a new club, managing your friendship links, etc. There's further how-to guides, which are perhaps more practical ones in relation to things like social media. The membership and annual return forms, well, that contains everything you need to know about new members, members leaving, the forms to fill in, what the membership fees are, annual returns, which are important at certain times of the year, so instructions as to what goes on then, how to pay the annual subscription fees by standing order, and what to do with gift aid. So there's a lot of very useful information, which is, as I say, hopefully organised logically, and you should be able to find what you need. Next step, programme action. Let's click on that. So information about programme action, some information about the online database, how to use it, the template you can fill in manually just to get all your data together before you go and complete a report online, and some links here to log into the database. So let's go and have a look at the database. We've already logged into the members area, so we don't need to log in again here. You will notice though that this doesn't contain the new website header, etc. That's because the database for members and Programme Action is a completely separate system. So that is not managed as part of the main website. It should get itself updated in due course, but at the moment it still looks like the old website. So just ignore that for the time being. The database itself is exactly what you've been used to using, so you can search for projects, search for clubs, etc., or submit new Programme Action forms. All that hasn't changed at all. Once you've finished doing whatever you've been doing in there, if you just click on Close Directory or click on Members Home, either way, you'll end up back where you started on the members site. Now, the menu should hopefully allow you to find what you want quite logically, but if you're struggling to find something that you think should be there, there is a search facility. Now, I have to say that at the moment this is very basic. It only searches for the words that you want on actual web pages, not in any documents that may have been attached or loaded, and it will only search within this part of the site. So if I'm doing a search here, it's only searching within the members area. So I've typed a term in and then I press enter. So it's going to go away and look for information about standing order. So bearing in mind, as I say, that it's not very clever, it just finds anything that mentions standing order and it doesn't put it any sort of priority for relevance. So the most recent thing it's found are club mailings in March this year, which mention standing order, which is to be expected because it's the time of year we start talking about the annual returns. And the club mailings for this time last year as well talked about standing order. So if you carry on looking, you actually get to the bit that's the membership and annual returns page. So you would click on that one and it would give you the information you need about standing orders. So it does find, if the thing you're looking for exists, it will find it. It's just not necessarily as smart and snappy as it could be. Work is being done on the search and it will change and evolve over time, so it will hopefully get much more useful as time goes on. Right, the very last thing I want to cover on here is logging out. If you are a website administrator for your own club or region website, etc., if you wanted to go and do some admin now, straight after having looked at the members area, you absolutely have to log out, otherwise it won't work. You won't be able to log into your admin page. If you're not an administrator or you're not going on to do any administration, it's not as vital, but it is always good practice to do so. So the way to log out, first of all, you just need to click on main site. And give it a second while it gets back to the main site, and we should find that at the top we now have an extra little black bar because we are logged in, which says Howdy Member. If you just hover over the shadow person and then come and down and click on Log Out, wait a second, you are now logged out. So we can close that screen and we're finished. I did say I would briefly show you bookmarking the page in both Firefox and Chrome, so I'm going to go and do Firefox first. So as before, first of all we need to find the site, which is decided SIGBI.org, and press enter. And this applies to any website or any web page that you wish to bookmark. So first of all, get to where you want to be, and then we bookmark it in Firefox by clicking on the little star again. In the box for name, make sure you give it something a little bit shorter and more meaningful, and pop down the list because I don't want it in other bookmarks, I want it on the toolbar, and say done. So Firefox has now got a direct link. I'll go and do the same in Chrome. So we will type sigbi.org and press enter. once the site has loaded, a little bit slower in Chrome. And we'll bookmark the page. We will type SIGBI website as the name. It's already going to put it on the bookmarks bar, which is good. And click done. So we have the shortcut there. So that was a whistle-top tour of how to use the public area of the new website and how to log in and use the members area. I hope you found it useful. If you do have any questions about the website, just drop an email to Sally, hq@sigbi.org. Thank you.